Hey everyone, welcome up to Brewed Up Basketball. We are back. It's Eyemon and this is Remisy. Let's just get right into it. Remisy, what defines a superstar? Because you've had some controversial takes over the last couple of days. And for those of you who don't know, in our group chat in fantasy, this man Remisy was proclaiming that Kyrie Irving is a superstar. And there are multiple superstars in the league, rather than the common knowledge or the common definition is that there's usually only 7 to 8 superstars or a very limited amount of superstars around the league. So, Ramsey, in your words, what is a superstar?
Okay. I believe a superstar is a player who is extremely athletic and high profile. You can build your team around being that they are probably going to be the best player on that team, regardless of what team you put them on. With that being said, I think there's about 14 superstars in the league.
14 is an insane number. So
I think there's 14.
How has Kyrie ever been the best player in a team?
He was the best player on the Celtics.
But he was hurt, and they kind of didn't do anything.
And then he was also the best player when he was on the Cavs, like before LeBron.
They didn't win. They weren't he wasn't a superstar then.
Of course,
he can't be a superstar and not win, right? So that means
so Halliburton's entirely true. That's not entirely true.
So Halliburton's a superstar.
Well, he's only shown 1 year. He's
doing the same thing that Kyrie did.
Kyrie's played Kyrie's
you're saying when he was with the Cavs. Same
yeah,
numbers.
but Kyrie was with the Cavs for a long period of time. Kyrie's put these stats up almost consistently every single year.
But what I'm saying is that you're saying that Kyrie was the number one, right, on the Cavs, and you're saying that's what made him a superstar.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's
so
he wasn't part of the reason. No, I'm saying that's a part of the reason.
But he's never been a number one that's been successful. He won as a number two.
I mean, you could say Celtics were kind of successful. They made it to second round in the playoffs, but they lost to injury.
Is that what a superstar should be giving you?
I mean, a superstar is not necessarily like you always have to win a championship.
No, but it means that you have to be a number one in the team.
You're a number one leading your team. He led his team.
You can contend for a championship. Like the expectation is to attempt the finals, right?
They were
or
contenders.
To be there. They didn't act like it. He wasn't that great. He got hurt. He could have been. He was no chance that he was ever going to be a superstar. There's none.
I disagree with you.
He's just not that great of a player. There's obviously a difference between him and KD in terms of skill wise and player wise, right or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with that big difference, right, that makes KD a superstar and Kyrie not a superstar.
I guess on the team right now, he cannot be a superstar because KD is better than him.
But on any team,
but I feel like any team, right? Can you have two superstars on one team? Very
unlikely, but yeah.
Okay. We'll put Luka and KD on the same team. Who's the superstar out of that situation?
They can. Well, it depends on who's playing better or whose team it is. Like if he goes to Luka's team, right?
Okay.
There could be two superstars, but one is obviously taking more of a backseat role.
Okay.
But he can still be better. Like Luka could still be a better player than KD, but be the second star of that team. And
that's why I feel like the Nets is. There's two superstars just.
But Kyrie is not on the same level of play.
He's not on the same level. He's okay, but if you compare,
so you can't be a superstar. Like no, you can't.
I just told you that if you put Luka and KD, they're not on the same level. Obviously, right?
They're both in the top 10 players in the NBA.
Of course,
they are on the same level. In terms of basketball skill, right now they're on the same level. Yes.
I think
Kyrie and KD are 15 spots of difference. That's a big margin of players that are yeah, you're not close. The superstars in the NBA are the top 8 players in the NBA.
I think we haven't seen enough Kyrie in the past 2 years, 3 years.
So how is he a superstar then? If we haven't seen enough,
whenever he plays, he's always playing at a superstar level.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
So the playoffs last year, they get swept. They get swept in the playoffs last year.
He played half the playoffs.
That's not a superstar.
But you can't use that example.
Availability is the best ability, and KD took responsibility for losing.
Of course, yeah, you're right.
It was his fault they lost. understood that.
you
KD went to
can't
the
use that-
finals back then in like what? What was the year? It was like
2012.
2012. He went to the
2011,
finals
2012.
as the best man on his team. Kyrie has
He
never
had
done that.
a standing team though.
He had a good team, but he was the
A really
by
good
far
team.
not. It
Really
wasn't
good
like
team.
insanely good. It was not.
And,
He
and
was
when
by
Kyrie-
far the best player on his team.
and when
Kyrie
was
has never sniffed that accomplishment.
when
at all.
Kyrie was in the 2016 finals, played at a superstar level. You can't
He
even
played
lie.
great. He played at an
At a
all-star
superstar
level.
level.
No, superstar
Superstar.
is absurd. Like
He was
played
put in
great.
the same. He was put in almost
He
the same
played
amount of
great,
stats.
but it's like, all right, if you want to say he played at a superstar level, sure, fine. But that doesn't make him a superstar. For 7 games, you play very good. Doesn't make you a superstar. Jaylen Brown played 6 games great in the finals. We're not saying he's a superstar, unless you're saying he's a superstar.
No, he's not a superstar.
So what are your superstars?
He's an all-star. All right. So the 14 I have, not in particular order. I have
order
Luka.
them.
No, I
Order
can't
them.
order them. I can't
All
order
right,
them.
go ahead.
I got Luka, LeBron, KD, Jokic, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, John Morant, Trae Young, Jason Tatum, Giannis. And I was kind of iffy on this one, only because he hasn't played in a little bit. Kawhi, but I understand if you wouldn't put him as a superstar. Rise it right now. Lillard, Butler, and Curry.
So where's Kyrie? He's not in the list?
I did put him only because I get the availability time, but when he does play, he plays at a superstar level.
So he's a superstar if healthy.
Yes. Oh well, if playing.
So if playing like Kawhi, he's a superstar. He's on the same level as Kawhi.
I mean,
This is a really crazy. You could, if you want to walk it back and say he's not a superstar.
I
I'll
if he
allow
plays, if he's healthy, I give him superstar level.
There's no way. Like a superstar is someone that can lead your team to a championship and you can build around. A franchise player. He is not a franchise player. He isn't.
He could be.
No, he can't. Like
He didn't even get a chance to on the Celtics though. He only had 2 years, and the team traded him really bad.
Yeah, okay. He had a bad story in the Celtics, but he still didn't play at that level enough to be a superstar.
Of course, you're
Like,
right,
not at
but
all.
like he could have played at that superstar level. They just didn't give him a chance. The team just did him dirty. Like Celtics fans, they're racists, just trashy fans.
I need you to explain what a superstar is to you, and I want you to go in depth of what it is. I'm gonna let you ISO it, but I need you to explain it in your own words.
What do you mean? I did
You're
it though.
ISO here. I need you to explain it even more because it's a bad explanation. If you're calling all these players superstars, what makes them superstars? I want you to explain it.
Okay. I feel like someone who's able to be, like I said earlier, extremely athletic. They have a high profile, right? Obviously, their name. They're gonna go in, be able to score the ball in a dominant way, or defensively be the best player on that team. Be above an all-star, right? All-star is just like you have the stats, but you don't have like what it takes to win.
So, real question, right? What has Kyrie done to prove that he's been a superstar? Like in terms of everything you just said, the only thing he has done is score, and he doesn't even do that well, like efficiently. He's not a better scorer than like Westbrook in his prime was a better scorer than him.
Mm-hmm.
Overall,
Mm-hmm.
KD now is a better scorer than him.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many players that score better than him, and he's such a liability on defense. He just looks flashy. He's just a flashy.
He was
player.
actually really good defensively this year.
He really
He improved. He improved.
He could say he can improve, but he's still not a plus on defense.
No, I mean no, but he's not the worst on defense.
That's fine.
He's not a complete liability like you're saying.
Yeah,
His
that's fine.
perimeter
You don't have to
defense
be
has always been pretty good. It's not elite.
on a
But it's
scale
been.
of 1 to 10. What is it?
I give it like a 5,
Yeah,
6.
that's fine. An average
That's
defender.
average. Yeah, he's
But it
an
doesn't be.
average perimeter defender.
But look at everyone you just named, and they can do stuff way better than he can at a way more elite level.
Luka, elite defender. Luka.
Luka is a way better playmaker, a way better scorer.
Okay, I understand.
Oh, but
I'm not comparing. I'm comparing
scared
defense, right? Because Luka can't.
all right,
Luka can't
defensively is better than Kyrie any day. Yes, he is.
because he's bigger.
He's bigger.
He's not a good defender. He's not a good defender.
Yeah, but nor is Kyrie. But it's like the reason why Luka is a superstar is because he's like Kyrie's world of
he plays
scoring.
outstanding. He plays outstanding.
He's way better. So
I know, I get it. Yeah.
So why is Kyrie up there if he can't even compete with these guys? Like if he's a superstar, he is at the bottom tier of superstardom. And,
I agree. I agree. He's at the bottom.
He's a booger holding on to the nose. Like it's disgusting.
He's all the way at the bottom. Yeah.
So why can't he just be a good all-star? Why is he a superstar?
I just think he's always been a super. I maybe it's my bias because I always liked Kyrie Irving, but I do believe he's a superstar. So you don't have to agree with me on this.
If you're building a team, right? Every player is gone in the NBA, right? You're drafting a team. You have the 11th pick. Well, no, you have the 15th pick. You're picking Kyrie.
15th.
I mean, you already named the 14 superstars ahead of him.
If it was 15th, yeah, I'd go Kyrie.
That is insane. But, you can live on that cliff, and you're falling off it ever so slightly. In slow motion, you're falling down into the water that is Kyrie Irving's all-stardom. But that's fine. My definition of a superstar is a lot more concrete. Ready? Let me just show you what a real superstar is. Okay? A superstar is a player that can take their team to the next level. Kyrie cannot take that team to the next level. Next level is beyond the second round. Next level is conference to actual finals bound. And it's a respectable number one on a championship team. Kyrie would never be able to be a respectable number one on a championship team because of he cannot create his shot as good as what people say he can. He looks flashy when he does it, but he can't create for others. He can only create for himself. And if they have a team that's based around them, like system-based, they can't be a number one. In my opinion, they can't be a superstar because I haven't seen enough out of them. If you are a great player in a system, it's harder for me to say you're a superstar because you are having this whole entire offense catered to you. So your stats look better and you look better. However, if you have consistently proved it in that system, then you're a superstar. Like Curry's a superstar. But before, it was skeptical because he was in a system that really helped him out. But now, being an all-star caliber player rather than a superstar is not a bad thing. It's not bad at all. Being an all-star in the NBA, like an all-star, the number 2 and number 3 or number 4, is an amazing accomplishment. Like, it's a great thing to be. But superstars are clear number one players that are dominant throughout the team and can carry a team throughout the playoffs, not just the play-in, throughout the playoffs. And typically, great players can't be superstars. They can be all-stars, but not superstars. So my top players in the league that are superstars right now: Curry, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Bron, KD, Kawhi, but sure. Tatum is at the door of superstardom, but I need to see more in order for him to do it. But I bet
he's definitely a superstar.
By the All-Star break, he'll be a superstar.
You just said that he's able to lead his team and be the number one person option.
But he led
his team to the finals.
The meltdown in the finals is what I can't classify him as that yet.
But everyone chokes, and there's a lot of superstars.
He melted like very hard. Like he looked lost. Like I haven't seen.
I don't agree with that. I don't.
That's fine, but for me, I'm a lot stricter with my rules. I don't have 14 players. My list is a lot smaller, a lot more closed. It's very small. So it's like if you want to break that list, you gotta do something to prove it.
But then Bron didn't even make the playoffs.
Like right now,
made the playoffs. He hasn't made the playoffs in so long.
In like 12, 13, does everything else not matter? Everything he did before.
Of course, like obviously, right?
He just won the ring 3 years ago.
3 years? Okay, so that was the last
time
he made the playoffs.
Not even 3 years ago. Like what? 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
That was the last time he made the playoffs.
Okay, but this, like, I'm just saying, based off what I see, I'm still taking LeBron over Tatum for 1 year.
But Tatum has been in the playoffs almost every single year since, like, Kyrie left.
To me, that doesn't prove that you're a superstar. Like, it's a lot
more. He's a great player. He played almost at an MVP level in the playoffs.
It's consistency. I need to see more.
I think
he's great. I think he's right there. Like, if I'm saying that he's not a superstar, he's like, this is superstar. He's right here. And
I
I'm
don't think
saying
you
right
can just
now
limit it down to 8 because there's so many people. Like, I mean,
that
I
it's
think
just
there's
that
14
elite.
people,
That's that elite. It's like that elite class.
superstar level.
Yes, it's that elite. You can't have half the teams in the NBA can't have superstars. It's not how it works. There's not enough
But then you put
superstars
LeBron
to
as
go around.
superstar, and then you
Because
put
he's
LeBron
that
as
good.
superstar.
You put LeBron on any team, they're still good. It's just he's having a bad year right now on this team. This team is
And
no
and,
good.
and
This team is
last year they
ass.
couldn't win either.
This team is ass. That's
But he's
why.
not making the team better.
No team on that. No player in the NBA can go on that team and make them better. No one. They're trash. Like they're a terrible team.
Luka probably could.
If you think so, sure.
I mean, Luka's
But
team
then
is, I think,
After
really bad
Tatum,
too.
yeah, Luka's team is bad, but I guarantee LeBron will play better on that team because it has shooters around him. LeBron plays better with shooters around him. There's no shooters on this team. After Tatum, I have Jimmy. Jimmy is like a superstar in the playoffs, but he is not in the regular season, so he's not there. But if you want to say he is in the playoffs, you got it. And Ja will probably be a superstar by the end of the season, by the way he looks. But besides that, that's it. That's all I have. I don't have Trey.
Damian Lillard.
No, not yet. I can't.
You can't.
His teams are bad, right? But it's
But
like
you said before
I don't think
that.
there would ever be a team that you could be a number one option on.
But you
There's
said
no
before
team.
that you'd rather Damian Lillard than John Morant.
Yeah, I would.
But John Morant is borderline superstar. But you're
I
not
said that
putting
before
Damian Lillard.
before the season started, right? We were talking about John Morant versus Damian Lillard,
A lot of switch
right?
ups.
And then John Morant out of nowhere became a great 3-point shooter. You didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I knew that.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
In the playoffs, he was shooting. He didn't shoot very well, but I know he's been at the gym practicing. You know,
You don't know that. It's such a
I had
cap,
the sixth sense. I had the
You
sixth
just
sense.
lied. Like, it's insane. But no, that's the Tatum thing.
You don't think Kawhi's
When
superstar?
I can't say he is because he has been in the past. But, like, you can tater off from that superstar level. Like, I think the only person that can't is LeBron because it's like LeBron is still averaging great numbers. He may not have been playing the best this season by far. He is not. But when I'm making this list, it's like he's right there. And he's always done great things throughout his career.
I mean,
so LeBron's not a superstar to you.
No, I put LeBron as a superstar, but like Tatum is more of a superstar right now than LeBron is.
And I'm saying Tatum is almost there. Like he's right there for me.
But
I need to see
already.
more from it. Like he's right there. Like,
he's
very
having
close.
He's like one of the most consistent players in the NBA right now, if not the most.
He's not the most consistent, I would say.
Yes, he was. There was a stat that was put in. There was like top 10 most consistent players, and Tatum was number 1.
I've never seen that stat, so I can't even say it's true or not. But what I'm saying is that I don't think it's like if you're saying Tatum's a superstar, sure, I don't mind. I'm not going to be like, oh, he's not a superstar. But for me, I don't have him there yet. But I guarantee you in maybe a couple of weeks, I'll be like, yeah, he's a superstar. I see it. But there's no way you're telling me right now. He played great last season, but it was only towards the second half of the season he played great. He did not do that great in the beginning half of the season. They had a losing record to start the season. And then they picked it up. And then he picked it up. And then he started proving more. And even in the playoffs, he started proving more that he is a superstar. And then when it got to the finals, his playmaking is what concerned me from him being a superstar. Because I like Tatum. I've probably been more of a fan of Tatum than you have, respectfully. Right? I've always liked him. But I'm saying I need to see more consistency out of him throughout this season to prove that he is a superstar. Because I think if you're just a superstar in the playoffs, it's not enough for me. This isn't for me. That's why Jimmy isn't on the list. That's why I said if you want to say he is in the playoffs, sure, but not in the regular season, so it doesn't count. Do you see what I'm saying from there?
I disagree with you.
So you just think that Linsanity for 2 weeks was a superstar?
Yeah, but Jason Tatum is not nowhere near Linsanity. Like, Jason Tatum was like, this is Jeremy Lin, New York Knicks, and then this is Jason Tatum up here.
Yeah, I get it. He's that great, but it's like he hasn't done it long enough to say he is yet. Like you can say he's starting
the playoffs every year. He's always given everyone.
But he wasn't the best on those playoff teams. That's such a context bend. He was not the best on those teams.
It's not.
He was not. So he was not the best.
No, he was. He was. Okay.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
No.
He was always either the best or the second best.
He was never the best in those teams. When he was with Kyrie
was the best.
Okay, so don't
say when Kyrie left,
the best.
and then when Kyrie left,
okay,
it was
when
Jason
he left,
Tatum.
Yes, and what happened? What did they do?
In the last, they made it.
Dog.
They made
shit. They didn't do shit. They didn't do shit.
And then when they did shit, you're taking it away from him.
I'm saying he's right there. I'm saying, oh my gosh, let me
him.
give you your flowers. He's right there. He's right there. He's just not there.
I think
He's
he's
right
there
there,
over
but he's
LeBron,
not there.
over LeBron this year.
He's
Sorry.
not though. Like
Yes,
he's
yes,
not.
he is.
You could say he's playing better than LeBron right now. Sure, you got
And
it.
in the playoffs, I didn't see LeBron in the playoffs last year.
Oh, you didn't, right? You
No,
didn't,
yeah,
right?
Jason
But
Tatum was there.
You know what Braun has
Performing.
though. You know what Braun has though in the last 3 years, 2 years. He has a ring. You know who doesn't have a ring?
He's younger. He's a lot younger.
Oh, he's younger. Now we're using the age thing.
He didn't. LeBron didn't win
If
a ring until he was
LeBron
like
had
27.
a good team around him that was built around him, he's still a number one option. He's still a superstar, and he's still a great player. He's not playing the best this season at all. You're right. I agree. Jason Tatum is outperforming him this season. 100%. No argument there. Tatum is playing way better than him this season. But it has only been 3 weeks. I need to see more. And if I don't see more, if I need to see more, then I will fully amaze the superstar because I am a fan of Jason Tatum. But I need to see more. I'm not going to just say, since I'm a fan of you, I'm just going to give you all the props. I don't even have Kawhi up there, and Kawhi is on my team. I said he's teetering because he's not playing enough. And I've loved Kawhi. I always stick up for Kawhi with his championships. So there's no way I'm just going to be like willy-nilly and be like, oh, you're a superstar. You're a superstar. No. You're in the top 7 or top 8 players. Joel Embiid's not even a superstar to me because he hasn't proven it yet. He hasn't proven it. Harden's not even a superstar to me. He isn't. He teetered it, but he's not anymore.
So the whole point of like making the playoffs, being the best player on that team, making it to like high positions past the second round, that just like went out the window because those players have done that.
You're not doing it consistently. Like you can't. If it's a once in a lifetime thing, like a one accomplishment you do. It's like I can't say you're there yet, and it sucks because you could have the superstar potential, the superstar talent to do it. But in my opinion, right, you could be a superstar level skill of player. But it doesn't mean you're a superstar because you haven't proven it yet. Like you haven't done anything with it.
did it one season and he like made the playoffs.
He's not there. He's not there.
But
I didn't say he was there. I did not say he was there.
You're saying he's borderline right next to Jason Tatum.
I said he
Tatum
could
has
be.
done it longer.
I said Ja will he has a chance of being a superstar by the end of the year if he keeps what he's doing up. If he keeps being this high level of player, what he's playing like right now. If you've watched Ja Morant play this season, you can see he's a much better player from that. Like it's not even close to how much.
I know that.
So I'm saying if he's
and
on
it's
that
the same
level,
with Jason Tatum.
Yes, and I agree, but I'm saying like it's the same thing. Like I said, if they keep up the consistency with it and it goes to the end of the season or even the All-Star break, I will say they're both superstars. Or Jason Tatum's a superstar and Ja Morant isn't yet. I will 100% say that. But I just need to see more of it until I just buy into this fantasy that they are putting up right now.
So who's your top 8 again?
My top 8, it's not in order, but in terms of superstars in the league, it's Curry, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Braun, KD. Those are my 6. And I'm saying the people that can't enter it, right, is Tatum, Ja, and Jimmy or Kawhi. Any one of those 4, where it's like they could teeter into it. And that's it. And Ja is very low at the bottom. Like if Ja is the booger hanging from the nose, and maybe he'll get sorted back in, but until then, he's still very at the bottom.
I guess we're just gonna agree to disagree.
But I mean, like my list is very, very concrete in terms of like these players are very, like they could be number 1. I can't see Joel Embiid being a number 1 option on a team and winning. It's very hard. His skill set is very hard to build around. He doesn't get along with his teammates. How? How is he going to win a championship? He had Ben, he had Jimmy, he had him, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, and nothing happened. Lost to Kawhi off one shot. That's what separates players like that. He hit that shot, sent that team into another, like, a whole different, like, team rebuilding. Kawhi wins the championship. Where's Joel Embiid? Not winning a chip. And Joel Embiid, I hope he wins a ring. He proves me wrong to be a superstar. But until then, he's not. And I can't see that yet. But I want to go over this real quick. There are tiers in the NBA with players. There's superstars, the top, right? All-stars. Typically, great players just not good enough to be number 1s. Role players. Obviously, you need role players to win a championship. They're the most key things to winning a championship.
What about? I don't think from all-stars to role players is right.
I think it is. You're either playing a role on a team. No, you're either playing a role on a team, and your role is the starting point guard, or you're an all-star, or you're a superstar.
All right, but what about people like Tobias Harris? You know, he's 18. He's like 18.6 player. 18.6 rebounds. Role player.
Role player.
What
You're playing
about
a role. You're not.
Tyrese Halliburton?
He's an all-star level player.
So you'll put him in the likes of Damian Lillard,
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray.
Yep. Is that good?
I don't think so. Yeah, like you said, you only see one season on this guy. There's 3
Played
weeks
great
in.
last season.
He's all-star.
Played great last season.
He played.
Proved that he could.
He played.
No, when he went to the Pacers, you could tell he was that good of a player.
I get it, but we've only seen very little from that, and you're putting him at all-star level.
Yeah, so
I'm
I'm
just using your words, right? You couldn't give Jason Tatum the superstardom, right? Because he's done this.
Because being a superstar, being an all-star, 2 different qualifications. One is easier to get into.
I get it, but
like Julius Randle, right? Is he an all-star to you?
An
all-star means
right now.
You're a great player.
Not right now.
You're just not good enough to be a number 1.
I don't think he's a role player. I think he's a starter.
But a role player isn't bad. It isn't when you're thinking role player. I don't want you to think that you're just coming off the bench. No, a role player is someone that's like fulfilling that role on your team, doing something that your team needs, and they're understanding that they can't be a 1 or a 2, but they can play whatever role you need them to play. Like Derek White, he's a good role player, a great role player.
Different.
It's not. That's what a role player.
Because you're comparing Julius Randle to Derek White.
I'm not. I said that a role player is someone that's
in the same category. They're not the same level of basketball. That's why you need the starters category.
I think Julius Randle is just a role player putting up good numbers on a great team, on a bad team.
But then there's also like
he has all-star potential, but that's it.
Christian Wood's not a role player. He's a good starter.
Yeah, he's playing.
Really
he's not even a starter. He's off the bench. He's a 6th man.
I know, but a starter level player. He's a starter level player. Well, starter level is not necessarily all-star. It's close to it.
Role players. Like I think it's. You're a role player. You're putting like
Julius Randle in the same category as like Alex Caruso.
What is Danny Green?
Danny Green is a role player,
right? But he was a starter.
Starter doesn't necessarily mean like. Okay, so you can't have. Okay, so starter, right? Starter, like a starter level. He's a starter level player. Like you're gonna put this guy over anybody. You can put anybody over Danny Green, right? But if they don't have like this, like shooting guards, right? He's a shooting guard, small forward. If you don't have a small forward better than Danny Green, you're obviously gonna start him. But like if you have,
go ahead.
You're gonna start Julius Randle over most power forwards in the league.
I don't think you would.
Most?
But I don't know. And that's why he's all-star. He's borderline all-star. He has all-star potential, but
borderline all-star. Okay, so there's a borderline all-star.
Yeah, like you could be. Like Tatum, right?
Let's have that.
He's a borderline superstar, but I would lean him more towards superstar. Like if there's only these certain amount of categories, I would just group them into those categories where it's like Julius Randle. I wouldn't just say he's 100% a role player. No, he could be an all-star, right? Like that's his caliber. Like his ceiling is an all-star, but that's it, right? Derek White's ceiling is what? A great role player. That's it. He's not an all-star.
Yeah,
never be an all-star.
You're putting borderline all-star. Let's just have that as a category.
No, I think
because you're having people like Alex Caruso in the same category as Julius Randle.
No, I'm saying that Julius Randle will be in the all-star tier because he's on the borderline of being an all-star. Just because you're an all-star level player, like Jaylen Brown's an all-star level player.
Desmond Bane.
Yeah, he's an all-star level player. 100%.
Okay.
Keep naming players. I'll tell you what they are. Any player. I got it.
Jalen Brunson.
I think he's just a role player. He isn't that good of a point guard.
I think he's borderline all-star.
He could be, right? But I just don't think he is. I think he's
role player is wild.
What else? What was he on the Mavericks?
He was the second best scoring option on the Mavericks.
Does it mean Jordan Clarkson's the best scoring option? Jordan Clarkson's the second best scoring option on the Jazz. What is he? A role player, but a really good one.
Dude, I don't like using the term role player, bro.
There can't be this many all-stars or this many superstars in the league.
That's why we have another category called borderline all-star. And then we separate those players.
I think you put the borderline players like an all-star. Just put them into all-star. Because if you think they're that close, they're that close, just put them in there.
Like they're not on the same level as an all-star, but they're like on a different tier, right?
All right, that's fine. If you want to put borderline all-star, sure. But in my opinion, if they're that close to an all-star for you, and you can't distinguish,
so we're just calling like. Klay Thompson a role player?
Right now, he is. Yeah, he's not an all-star anymore. Not close. He hasn't played
Yeah,
like
he's
it.
not an all-star. I don't think he's a role player.
He is a role player. He stars a role on that team. That role is to produce points and play somewhat of defense.
It's just a sad category.
It's not. It's a good role player has such
Obviously,
a negative connotation behind it.
I
You're
know, I
putting
know.
bad.
It's just titles like for these guys, like to play like literally almost all-star player like levels, just to give them a role player.
If they're that good of a player to be an all-star, right, or borderline all-star, they should be at the bottom of the all-star tier, right? Doesn't mean they can be far off from the top players, right? Like if there's 30 all-stars, the 29th all-star that you have in that tier isn't comparable to the number 3, right? Why would we separate them up to make the list more, like longer, I guess? Why would we separate them? If they're that, if he's that good, right?
There'd be like so many people at all-star.
Yes, but if you have a brain and you understand that number 30 isn't close to number 1, it just downgrades between what type of players these guys are.
That's why we have
distinguish the difference.
That's why we have different categories.
But like you're smart enough to understand, though. Like number 1 isn't close to number 30, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Get that? Or like, all right. So why do I have to do that? Then?
So then you make another section.
But why? Like, because then I have another section where it's like
because there's gonna be over hundreds of role players in
because there is that meant there. Well, I have another tier that would separate the role players, but the other tier is veterans that are on the team. Like Iguodala's a veteran; he's not a role player. Haslam's a veteran; he's not a role player. These older players are just veterans.
Okay, but you have veterans, but not like
because veterans aren't. Well, because veterans are different than role players. They don't play a lot of minutes.
I get that.
So they're not role players. They're kind of like second coaches on the team. But it just makes more sense if you put an all-star, and if you think they're that good, you just slide them into the all-star tier. Because not everyone could be an all-star, right? Not everyone can be.
I get that. That's why we have the borderline all-star. Like,
but it's like, why are you saying he's borderline if he isn't yet? Like they came up short, so you gotta settle for a role player. You gotta settle to play that role.
But then, like, if they're like the number one option on the team,
is Julius Randle ever good enough to be a third option on a championship team? Do you think he has that potential? Like, realistically, do you really think that? You with the Knicks hat on, do you think he could be a number 3 on any championship team in the NBA right now or ever in the future?
It depends on what team it.
No, don't give me that. Do you think it? Yes or no?
Maybe.
No, yes or no. There's no maybe.
Possibility.
No, there's no yes, no. There's a possibility I become Michael Jordan tomorrow.
No, there's not.
There is.
No,
by your logic, yes, there is.
No.
So
what do you mean? This is like
you're saying it's a possibility if everything falls into the right hand.
The NBA right now is very unpredictable. So I can't say
if God blesses me with a 90-foot vertical, bro, I have a chance of being the best player in the world.
You mean Michael Jordan? If they're LeBron, KD, if LeBron and KD decided to team up and Julius Randle was the third guy, then yeah, he would win. Like that's what I'm saying is a possibility.
Realistically, but that wouldn't happen. That's not a possibility. That's not.
It could happen. It could happen.
In the realm of realism that we live in this universe, is there a world or is there a possibility where Julius Randle will be a third option on a team or a second or a first option on a team to win a championship?
Not first or second.
So
maybe not even third. Not even third.
So what is he then? Why is he an all-star? If he is not that good enough to be a number 3 on a championship team, why is he in the all-star tier? Because you could just say he's putting up good numbers on a bad team. That's fine. I know it hurts to say that. So he's a role player. He's the best. His ceiling is a role player. To be successful, his ceiling is a role player.
I don't know.
You just proved it. Like you just said, yeah, like he can't be a 1, 2, or 3. So his ceiling is like a 6-man, which is great. That's great. Great. Or a starter, which is a role player. You're playing a role in that team, and your role is to start.
He was all-star one year.
He was, but what did they do? They did nothing. Like
it's
hard to be
in like 10 years.
You know who sent you home now?
Yeah, the all-star.
Yeah.
The all-star, not a superstar, the all-star.
He's not a superstar yet. I love him too. He's my favorite. I love him, but he's not a superstar. Not yet. But speaking about superstars, all-stars, and overall what we think about them, are you worried about some players falling off this year? And if you are, who are some players you're worried about falling off?
Well, for sure, Klay Thompson. Right, he's gonna fall off super hard.
Is he ever on?
What do you mean?
How is he gonna fall off if he's been trashed the whole season?
It's true. I mean, from his grace of glory, like, oh, Klay Thompson's gonna come back. Warriors are gonna win. They won, right? But the Warriors are looking bad right now. I'm kind of worried for Kawhi.
Yeah, I don't know if you know what happened with Brandon Roy, but like he has this problem with his knees, right? And that's what kind of held his career short.
Yeah,
It's like a genetics thing is with his knees. And they're saying that a leak just happened. Is saying that Kawhi has that same thing.
and I feel really bad too because he's always battling injuries every single year, and it's
Yeah,
very
that
sad
sucks.
because we can't really see how great he can, like, more great he can be,
Uh,
right?
it's sad too because there's been reports saying he's frustrated that he can't play. And
Mm-hmm.
I really want to talk about the Clippers for example because they have been disappointing this year. But I really do think that like there's a lot more bright spots to this team. There is negative sides. Like everyone's just gonna say I'm not in the Clippers because it's LA and they're paper clips. So I'm not in on them. In my opinion, this may be biased or not, but there's been players in the team that have been playing terrible. Norman Powell has not been good. But are we really
No.
gonna bank on him being that bad the whole season? Because he hasn't been this bad before. He hasn't shot this bad before. And then even then, some of the role players in this team have not played exceptional and not played great. I think it's overall just a really bad cold streak for the whole team. I think all of them are just playing bad, except for two players in particular that have stepped it up immensely. Zubac, which I was talking crap about in the beginning of the season.
I know, and
He played great, and I'm not
Mhm.
going to deny it. I'm proud of
Yeah,
him.
I
I'm
love
happy for him,
Zubac.
and I think he's a lot better than he ever has been. From watching all the Clippers games last year, or most of them last year, to this year when I watched them, he's dramatically a different player. He is way more aggressive on defense, and I think it's because he has a lot more perimeter defenders around him. So he's able to be that aggressive on defense, which is great. And then two, the second player I want to say who stepped up, and he
PG.
was playing bad to start the season, and then he said this one quote: "I gotta be that number one option in the team when Kawhi's not here."
Yeah, PG.
Paul George
Yeah,
stepped up
defensively.
and proved to the world that he could be a number one. And he is proving it. They're 3-0 right now since he said that. 3-0 since he said that. And I just want to say this right now. I'm going to look up his points per game in the last, 7 days, stuff like that. But he has played phenomenal. And I really want to emphasize this is that John Wall hasn't been playing, right? He is going.
He's on and off.
Yeah, he's on and off. But once he is a full-time healthy player, this team is deadly. I really think that people don't understand how good this team could be once they're all in cylinders, when they're all firing off. I don't think it'll happen until the All-Star break, though. So I don't bank them on being a top 5 seed. I bank them being on like a 6 or 7 seed is what I bank them being on, or a 5 to 6 seed.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. To be fair, they're 3-0 against they beat the Rockets twice, and they were very close games.
Yeah,
And they won against the Spurs, and that was a close game.
yeah.
I'm
That's
not
still
gonna
very good.
discredit. I'm not gonna discredit him because he played like a boss defensively and offensively each game. But I wouldn't like.
In the
Let's just
past
give it a
15
little bit chance. Let's just give it a little bit chance, okay? Just a little bit.
in the past 15 days, Paul George is averaging 25 points, 2 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 36% from 3 on 3 threes made practically, and he is shooting 48% from the field.
Okay.
Near superstar levels. His game on the 31st on Halloween, he had 6 steals.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this team may not look the best right now, but again, I don't buy stock into teams that are playing bad right now because it's just the start of the season. I think that I really want to get this take off, and it's because I see so many things like between our group chat, between Twitter, all these other things where it's like people are overreacting between these teams doing bad in the beginning of the year.
I
Okay,
agree.
every year to start the year, this always happens. The best teams in the NBA, like the best championship level teams, are always bad to start the year. Typically, they're bad to start the
I don't
year.
know about Warriors being this bad, man. They never played this bad
They're
before.
typically bad.
Nah,
They
not
may
this.
not.
Not like this
No,
before.
they may be winning games in the beginning of the year, but they are bad. They look bad. This year, they do look a lot worse than they have before. But I think it's just rust, and I think it's just team chemistry being a little bit off. And I think it's just Draymond not playing at that level that he's used to be playing at. He's the defensive anchor on that team, and he has not been that aggressive on defense, and he's not been showing that he's that aggressive on defense. And so until then, I think they're going to struggle. But I guarantee you, in like 2 weeks from now, when we have like, if we have the next episode or the whatever episode we have on the pod, because we're inconsistent as hell, but whatever one we have, we'll be saying, oh yeah, the Warriors look good again, the Clippers look good, but the Bucks look insane still. So I don't think they're falling off anytime soon. But besides that,
they won last night without Giannis.
yeah, they look insane. They look like the best team in the NBA.
I think they are the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But yet again, just want to get this point off real quick. Stop overreacting to the beginning of the season, because these teams that are doing bad are typically the ones that are competing for a championship and are trying new lineups or just shaking up rust or trying new game plans and schemes, especially against the worst teams in the NBA. When they're losing to these teams, like if the Warriors lose to the Magic, right? It's not because overall they're not running, like they're not playing well or anything like that. It's because they're trying new stuff out. If you think that Steve Kerr isn't trying a new game plan out or trying new plays out, you're ridiculous. There's no way you think that they're just losing to the Magic. Oh man, we lost while we're trying our hardest out there. No, they're trying new stuff out, dog. Like, come on, be realistic. These guys don't have great games, but they're not running the same schemes they are. They're trying new things because they have these leniences with these games, these players. They're allowed to lose these games because they know they can just tee up in the offseason. Like they're gonna make the playoffs. It's not hard to make
fair,
it.
like Draymond even himself said that defensively they're like really bad right now.
Yeah, but
Curry and Wiggins are good, and they're all in scoring wise. And Jordan Poole's not shooting very well at all.
yes, the defense is bad. I've already said that.
And
That is
Klay
just an effort
Thompson's
thing.
not playing very well either. You have to
Klay
like
Thompson
you
is
have to
just
hold
bad.
these guys accountable too. Like you can't just say
Yeah.
like they're trying out new things when sometimes they're not even trying out new things. They're just playing like they play, and they're just not performing
true.
well.
It's really not true. But if you're watching them play, they're doing new things out there and they're trying new lineups. They're trying new schemes. It's definitely not the same offense. It's a lot slower. The pace is slower. And these players, they haven't been playing the best. Like Curry, still great. Wiggins, I can't tell that. I haven't seen anything a lot about him. I haven't been paying attention to him. But Poole, shooting bad. Draymond, not that good defensively. And Kuminga, very disappointing. Wiseman, very disappointing. But
They have Wiseman on restricted minutes.
Yes, but he is the reason why he's on restricted minutes is because he's not playing well. In those minutes he gets, it's not good. They're not good minutes. He's not good on this team, at least. Maybe he'll be good on the Knicks or something like that, but not this team. Not to say the Knicks are like terrible, but they are. But it's not that. It's just like
Better than Lakers.
If you want, I wouldn't say so, but I'd rather be a Lakers fan right now than a Knicks fan.
I'd rather the Knicks fan.
No, you wouldn't. Don't lie.
We beat the 76ers. No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no Harden, but
no Embiid either.
You know they play better without Embiid.
Maybe, yeah.
No, like they do. Like I think they've won more games without Embiid than they've won in general. I think they're like 2 wins
but let's compare.
Embiid.
Let's see what
bad.
teams they win against.
It still counts as a win. Like a win is a win.
I win is a win. You're right, but what kind of win is it?
I think one was against the Raptors. They might have lost the Raptors.
They won against the Bulls.
Yep.
With Embiid.
Okay.
Got you. I'm looking at it right now. So they lost against the Raptors. And then...
the game that Tyrese Maxey? What was the game that Tyrese Maxey dropped like 30 something?
Okay, yeah, they won without Embiid that one Raptors game.
Yeah. How many wins in the season do they have? 3? 4?
They have 4.
Okay.
I remember one time
the
76ers played bad too, and everyone was on their ass, and then they became like number 1 seed afterwards.
No, I think it's just like beginning of the season doesn't matter.
So they won one game without Embiid.
I thought they won more, but my bad. But I thought they won more. Again, it's the regular season. I don't think it really matters until you get like at least a quarter of the way through. I think that's when it starts to matter. I don't think we're there yet. I think in like 2 more weeks, I would start hitting the panic button concerning about some teams. But until then,
for sure, yeah, for sure.
I do think the Sixers do play better without Embiid though, in terms of pace of game and in terms of overall like ball movement and stuff, I think it's very hard to play with Embiid. He just like sometimes he's super aggressive, and you're super happy to see that, and then sometimes it's just like very like floppy. Like he just throws his hands up in the air, and then he takes like 30 seconds to get back on defense, and by that time they already scored. So I just don't like that. I just don't know. I think that something we really talk about, and this might be a hot take. I don't know if the Mavs are gonna be as good as what people think they are. I don't know how far this hero ball can take the Mavericks in general.
I mean, it's not like they're like winning every single game. It's just Luka's performing really well.
I don't know how far you can keep that up. I don't know how consistent that is. How much you're gonna ask someone to be a hero of a team for that long?
I mean,
Who like? I think that's way too much of a task to ask someone while
you're
everyone
right.
else isn't
It
performing as
depends. If
good.
he's out, they don't win. I don't think.
No, but it's just like in general. Like if he's in the whole year, is his body gonna be able to keep up with that? At that
Maybe, I
level,
don't know.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be able to keep up that consistency. I think he's gonna fall off.
I
another
mean,
year from now.
obviously not, but like, I feel like he's gonna get MVP this year.
I think Giannis is gonna get it.
I'm sorry, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Luka.
I think if Giannis is the number one seed, he just gets it.
He's the most. He has the most consecutive 30-point games in the
Cool.
last. Luka in the last.
I
30
said
years.
cool. That's cool.
Oh, you said cool. Oh,
That's cool. That's very cool. Like good
that's
for him.
MVP level right there.
It is. But Giannis is like 5-0. That's
No,
5-0, and
it's
like
actually,
without his second best
8-0.
player. 8-0 without his second best player.
Got a really good team.
Yeah, because of Giannis. It's just he's anchoring that defense. Him and Brook Lopez. Imagine we're saying right now that Brook Lopez, and I texted Josh on the beginning of the year, and I said that Brook Lopez is him. He's playing phenomenal this season in terms of just like defensively, like shooting wise is good. He looks like he's back in Brooklyn. Looks amazing. I love him. Very happy for them, and I think that if they don't win the championship this year, it's a disappointment. I really do think so. I think it's like an L.
So too.
It's an L because I think if Giannis wins the championship this year, he enters the top 3 power forwards or top 2 power forwards. I think he might be.
Nah, he'll be put him right at the number 2.
He's
Put him
definitely
right.
surpassing Dirk. I don't know about
put
KG.
him right at the number 2.
I don't know if
right
he's
at
better
the
than
number
KG though. I don't know, but he could be.
I say Dirk is better than KG.
I don't think Dirk's better than KG.
You put
I'm
him.
not.
You put Giannis. You put Giannis straight at the number 2. Put him right at the number 2.
For me, it's Duncan, Garnett, Dirk.
Giannis has won without he being Giannis won being the number 1 guy.
Okay,
KG was the number 2 guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, KG at his peak was phenomenal. He just didn't have
You're
a
right.
team.
You're right.
His team was so bad, bro. Everyone clowns Wally Zerbiak for having the lowest strength in 2K every year, and he carried that bum, bro. Come on.
And I get it.
Stop
I get it. I get it. I
Stop
get it. I get it. Absolutely. And they never made it past the first round.
That's okay.
Okay, and you're listen.
Wait.
Giannis, back-to-back MVP.
Giannis didn't win without any help either. Like what?
What do you mean?
Chris Middleton, great player. Chris Middleton will probably be.
I didn't
Kevin
say.
Durant's
No,
best teammate.
I'm saying Kevin KG never made it past the first round.
Yes. What has Giannis done without Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, or a comparable team behind him? Nothing. He hasn't done anything because he wasn't at that level. He was never at a superstar level before his team got better, which is fine and respectable and understandable. But we're talking about basketball players in terms of how they play on the court. Kevin Garnett was a beast. Like he is a beast in his prime. He is an insane power forward. Like if you were to put him in today's league for how he played,
I feel like
he would be doing Giannis level things. Like he would be in that conversation of being best player in the league.
I don't know if like he'll play like dominant in the paint as Giannis was, but I feel like he'll be like shooting the ball. Like
he was a great mid-range shooter, and he was a great finisher at the ring. He was super aggressive.
No, I think Giannis is the better finisher.
You sure? Go ahead, but Kevin Garnett clears him in mid-range shooting, so it's like you have to play. Yeah. You have to play KG up close, and if he just does that little jab step and he just shoots over you, it's like you're just done. Like it's just so demoralizing. And he was a two-way beast, probably one of the best defenders we've ever seen in the game of basketball. By the way, he's up there, top 5, top 10, and then I don't know. KG, in my opinion, is just one of the greatest players of all time, and top 2 power forward, in my opinion.
I think the D writing is a little bit hard. I feel like Giannis would be number 2, right at the number 2, right behind Tim Duncan, and possibly might surpass Tim Duncan.
No, he's not passing Tim Duncan.
You never know.
No, he would have to win, like, in my opinion, he have to win like another ring after he wins this one, another ring, and be the best player on that team by far. Like, it has to be a level, because Tim Duncan, every time he won a ring, in my opinion, regardless of what the Finals MVP says, he was so impactful in that team that no one came close. Tim Duncan's in my top 5 because he was that good. I went back and I watched these games. I watched all this. I seen with my own eyes, my 4 eyes, I've seen that he was
the
this
last
good of a
10
player.
years. If you locked up LeBron, you just automatically got Finals MVP. That's
literally it.
That's literally it. You lock up LeBron.
LeBron did miss 3 shots that night. Iguodala, here's the MVP, dog. You did good, man.
You deserve it.
Insane, but Giannis has that potential to be number 2, though. I will say that, but or even number 1. He has the potential.
If he wins, he'll be number 2.
I don't know. I still don't think he's better than.
If you think he's gonna get MVP, that's 3 MVPs, and then a chip.
I think he's up there. It's very close. I just don't know if I put him above him.
He'd have more than Tim Duncan.
I would have to sit down. I would have to sit down and look at their careers and then reevaluate it and then be able to make a decision. But as of right now, I'm going KG in TD.
Okay.
He can be above Dirk, though. Fine. I think that he clears Dirk, in my opinion. You're telling me to pick all time? Giannis, get over here right now. Right now, I'll take Giannis over peak Dirk. Peak Dirk was great, but
I would too.
To be honest,
I would too.
Come over here, bro.
I mean, Dirk won a ring with a shitty team. Let's be honest.
Cool. Yeah, you deserve that. You're an amazing player. You had a great run, phenomenal run. But I see myself MVP. Winning more. I see myself winning so much more with Giannis than I do seeing with Dirk. Dirk is like a once in a lifetime achievement that he just accomplished. That's why he's top 3 all time power forward, top 4. And I get it. He's the best top 2 white player to ever play too. So I mean, hey, he has that accomplishment.
No, you're forgetting Luka, bro.
He's better than Luka right now.
Luka number 1, bro. Who's Larry Bird?
No one anymore. All right. Another thing I want to talk about is the Suns. The Suns look good, man. And I don't know if I'm going to be crazy to say this, but don't clap. It's not because of your boy. He's part of the reason, but it's not the main reason.
He is the main reason.
I think a panic button for the league is the Suns. If they can land Jordan Clarkson in a trade, I think they're legit title contenders. They just need that one shot creator off the bench in order to help them score. Because the thing is that their starters carry them throughout these games. When they have that starting lineup in, I think they're beating teams by like 20. But then when they're beating the Wolves by 20 at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
They took out the starting lineup, put the bench in, they lost the lead.
Yeah.
They put the starting lineup back in, they got the lead right back. So I just think their bench needs a lot of work. But I think if they do get it, they do get Jordan Clarkson in a trade, they definitely are title contenders again. I think Mikal Bridges, shout out to him. He stepped up a lot. His shot creation is amazing. His two-way ability is a lot better. He is now able, he improved his passing a lot. I don't know how you do that, but he threw a full court pass to someone, and I was like, man, good for him, bro. The guy got stronger. Devin Booker has sharpened his tools offensively a lot. I think he's a lot more versatile offensively. Before, he was kind of limited to his one pivot, and then he took a mid-range shot out of a jab step. But now he's attacking the rim more and being more aggressive and being more of a playmaker, which is really good to see out of him. And I'm glad he is doing that. But sometimes his shots are questionable. Like, it's just like heat check shots. But I don't blame him for it. Chris Paul's playmaking has been phenomenal. He's always getting better, which is shocking.
Stop shooting the fucking ball.
He's still the best pick and roll player in the NBA.
Stop shooting the ball.
He gets everyone where they need to be. He's not bad on defense, which everyone's saying he was, but he's not. Not the best shooting, but if he can improve on it, like last night, which he did, Devin Booker only had 18 points. Chris Paul had 15 points, I'm pretty sure, 14 points. Did pretty well.
Last night being the 5th.
Right? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, just want to say that.
I think they're pretty good, but if they can trade Ayton and get someone else, like, I think Ayton is just the one problem in this team. Because I think when you have Chris Paul on your team, any center
phenomenal.
Listen, you have one center on your team, right? With Chris Paul, any center, he will make him look good. He made Bismack Biyombo look good. He made DeAndre Jordan look good. He made all these centers look good. He made, when he played in, what do you call it, OKC, whatever that center was in OKC, he made him look good. He made Emeka Okafor look
Steven
good.
Adams?
Yeah, he made him look a lot. No, it wasn't Steven Adams. When they made that playoff run, it might have been him, but I don't think it was him.
Steven Adams.
I don't think it was him. I'm not going to confirm or deny it. He made everyone on that team look better too. But what I'm saying is that if they trade Ayton and they get a center that can work with him, like just any rim running center, and then you get another role player that's a shot creator, I think this team is so much better than what they are. Like, even if they did this, like, I was saying to Josh the other day, if the Knicks and the Suns made a trade where it was like Emmanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson for DeAndre Ayton and a first-round pick, I think that makes the Suns so much more deadlier. You have another ball handler off the bench. You can put in Emmanuel Quickley for shot creating and playmaking. You have Mitchell Robinson, who can be a lob threat for Chris Paul and a defensive anchor for Chris Paul, because Chris Paul is still very, very good with lob threats. And now you have Julius Randle, who is somewhat a black hole on a team, but I think he could be a third or fourth option with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, considering how good they are at playmaking and getting him open. So I think that you'll live with Julius Randle missing 15 mid-range shots, because I don't know how often he'll miss 15 in a row. Eventually, they'll start hitting, and you'll have to pay. Then you have Cam Johnson. You have Mikal Bridges on that team. I think that team would look crazy. I don't know if the Knicks would do that, but if I'm the Knicks, I'm doing that any day, because DeAndre Ayton could be a second option on championship team with what you have right now, or a third option, I should say, not second. But
it was Steven Adams.
No, okay, but he made him look good.
Steven Adams
Damn
is
good. He is good. Not offensively, he's good. Damn good player. What do you think about the Suns overall? Do you think that they're championship contenders, or you're not buying stock?
I'll get myself a little bit of stock, kind of like a little investment, like
Okay.
Like,
how much money you put it in? I have $20. How much you put it in?
I'll put the 20.
The whole 20?
You said you have $20 on it, right?
I said if you have $20, right?
Oh, if I had $20, $5.
All right, cool. I was about to say, you think they're winning the ship? Like, damn.
$5.
Now, this is a really serious topic. Okay. The Nets fired Steve Nash. Okay. Should they hire Udoka, or is it morally wrong based off what he did? And if you don't know what he did, some of the recent things that have came out is saying that it was unconsensual by what he was saying to, like, what he was sending to these women and saying to these women. And it's still under investigation. I want to know, in your opinion, should they be able to hire him or no?
So I've seen some reports that it was unconsensual, and then I've seen reports that it was consensual, right? I'm not going to say what's right or wrong. I'm not going to falsely accuse the guy, right? Because we need guilty until proven. I mean, innocent. No.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty.
You could be until proven innocent.
That's what some people are thinking these days now. Some people think like that these days. I'm not gonna. He's innocent until proven guilty. So I think it's a risk taking Udoka. Honestly, I just don't see him fitting within the Nets, right? Because the problem with Steve Nash, right? He didn't have prior coaching. He didn't coach a college. He didn't coach not even high school, kindergarten, first grade, whatever. He had no experience coaching. And when he was a player, he was more offensive player. He wasn't the very best at defense, right? He was pretty average, probably below average. So I think it was bound to fail. Not a very good coaching system. I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like with the controversy, right? They need to stick with their tools. If they're gonna do all this shit to Kyrie, you have to be a business of your word, and do the same with Udoka. Do not pick him up. He's a business liability. If you're doing the same shit to Kyrie, right? Keep by it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they should go for Quinn Snyder. He's a free agent. Proven. He's proven. Dude, like everyone's like, pick up Udoka, pick him up. Pick him up. No, go quick Quinn Snyder. He's a fucking fantastic coach. He led the fucking Jazz to the playoffs almost every single year after fucking who left? Who was it? Paul Millsap.
Everyone fucking
Not Paul Millsap, sorry. Who was on the Jazz? Hayward.
Oh, Hayward.
Hayward.
Like those days. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, those days. Yeah.
So I have the same thing. I think Quinn Snyder should have been the number one option to hire. I think that, again, with the Udoka thing, I don't think it's morally right because I don't know if he's guilty or not. I don't think he should be able to get a job until he's proven innocent or proven guilty.
They've done that
needs
with
to be needs to be like a case. I don't think you should ever. In the NBA, it's a privilege to be in the NBA. It's an opportunity that's given to be playing basketball at the highest level and to be able to put on the most amazing level of talent and just it's overall just like a great experience. But it's a privilege. Again, it's a privilege overall. It's not a right, it's a privilege. And so you need to be able to behave yourself like a decent human being with morals. If what he said was truly unconsensual, should be banned from the NBA and never to come back. It doesn't matter. Anyone that does stuff like that should not be allowed in the NBA. I think it's just wrong. However, I do think that they should go for Quinn Snyder, 100%. I don't want to be a hater, so I might just. You don't have to agree with this. Udoka is so fucking overrated. This is so dumb. It's what happened one time, dog. Like, okay, great, probably a good coach, right? One time,
his first year too.
Yes, his first year at the Celtics. Oh yeah,
and then he had an astounding team, and his team was fucking fantastic too. Like
like they played terrible in the beginning of the season, 100% terrible, right? Awful. But like they stepped it up, but I think that goes so much farther than what the coach is getting credit for. Like it isn't as much as what they're saying as what the coach is doing. Obviously, the players said like Jason Tatum turned into a different player halfway through the season. Like if you were showing someone that never watched basketball, Tatum before and Tatum now, they would think it was been like a 3-year difference with how well he was playing. They would not think it's the same guy. They'd be like, is that the same dude? Like, there's no way. He looks the same, but he ain't the same. He was playing more defense, hitting more shots. I think Tatum is the stupidest player in the NBA because of some of the shots he makes. Like, he'll just like
the whole Celtics roster does the stupid shots ever.
He does the stuff that you used to do when we used to play basketball, where it's like, all right, he's not gonna make a one-legged fadeaway three with someone like in his mouth, and then you just look at it, it goes on. But if you're open, you're not making it. But if someone's guarding you and it's in your face, splash, and you'll be like,
me and Jason Tatum are literally twins. We're twins.
Yeah, so he has to go to the Knicks, you know.
Yeah, I wish. So, who the fuck are we gonna give up?
The whole organization, the rights.
Yeah, give him James Dolan too.
You can take him for free. Nah, but I think overall Quinn Snyder was a great defensive coach, right?
Of course.
So it's like they need defense. So why not get a defensive coach
instead
Quinn Snyder?
Yeah.
That isn't controversial and just is going there to win basketball. Like,
and is a goated ass coach who has like the records and everything. Like,
yeah,
he has the receipts. He has the receipts.
Like,
I think casual. It's just the fucking casuals, bro. It's the casuals, the casual ass fans that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just see, oh, LeBron, KD, yeah, those guys are great. Like,
yeah,
and Celtics fans too. Fuck those guys, bro.
But
I do want to say,
fans?
Huh?
Who's worse, Knicks or Celtics fans?
By far, Celtics fans. By far, we struggled, bro. We struggled. The Celtics struggle? No, because they have all the fucking money in the world. All the Boston sports have they're the most fucking money, bro. For what, dude? The fucking tiny ass state, man. Fuck. Fucking hate.
You live in Massachusetts?
Bro. Yeah, I do, bro. It's this fucking tiny ass town, bro. We have all this fucking money.
Like, why? Everywhere.
You know what I think they should do? They should put Josh Primo, Miles Bridges, and have Udoka as the coach. Put them all on the team.
No, the whole Josh Primo situation is very controversial because people are saying that he was taken advantage of by that personal trainer, and was saying that like she never said anything until the 8th time, so he never knew, and she was just like not saying anything to him. So it's a whole bunch of speculation going on with him. So I don't want to say he's like guilty or anything yet. Until
I don't either. Yeah.
That is, bro. I don't know what the fuck happened with him, Doug. But
Sean Watson on the same team too, bro. He used to do the same shit in football, bro. And he didn't get let go of that team. He just got suspended and still got paid.
That's insane.
Yeah, NFL was bad with that.
Who's the guy who pooped? Who's the guy who got pooped on?
My goat, OBJ.
With an
Odell
insane
Beckham
fetish.
Jr.
Is that
Yeah.
true or no?
He never denied it.
That's insane.
He replied to a comment and he was like, he just laughed. It was never denied.
There's no way. There's no way it's true. I don't believe that. There's no way.
I don't. Maybe not anymore, but you never know, man. Like he came from college, crazy fucking dude, spending a lot of fucking money. You never know.
Speaking about spending a lot of money and crazy dudes, have the Lakers figured something out, or are they just not really it? Is it luck?
I think they've. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it luck, or do they? Is it luck, or is it just skill at this point?
I don't think it's luck. I think they're just trying to figure out, right? Because they got a new coaching system, right? They change coaches every fucking year, so obviously they're gonna have a struggle. I think they are. Westbrook coming off the bench was a very good decision because he's performing phenomenally. Might be sixth man of the year. He's been playing well, and no one has if the first article I see when Westbrook plays bad is Westbrook the problem. Westbrook shot 0-11. And then the first game he does good. There's no reports. Like you don't see Bleacher Report posting. Oh, Westbrook had 8, 6, 23-point shooting 60%. No, you wouldn't see that. And it's just the media. The media is just bad for sports. Right now, it's just bad for sports because it's just it's based off controversy. They take and twist people's words, and they just want to make players seem bad. Right? Westbrook is handling that very phenomenally right now. I haven't seen him in a media at all, but he's performing well. Matt Ryan looks really good right now. You know who Matt Ryan is?
I do know who Matt Ryan is.
Yeah, he's better. He's better in the NBA than the NFL.
Yeah.
There's a Matt Ryan in the NFL. He's very famous.
I don't watch football.
Yeah, he's kind of famous for blowing a 28-3 lead.
That is insane.
Against the Patriots. 28-3. Think about it, right? Every touchdown is 6 points, and then a field goal 7.
Was that in the Super Bowl or no?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I've watched that. I remember I was watching.
Yeah, that was Matt Ryan, and everyone's like, Matt Ryan's better in the NBA. Yeah, but he's a good shooter. They got like one shooter now. Yeah, they give him the ball. He might make it.
So, I wanted to talk about this because I really want to talk about Westbrook. Right, I was watching this Magic Johnson interview where it was like a podcast with him in it. It was him and Shannon Sharp, and they were talking about Westbrook struggles right now and how Magic Johnson did struggle before, and how everyone in LA, you said it right. Everyone
I talked about it last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I didn't remember you saying that, but
I quoted him from that podcast.
Oh, okay. But anyways, it's good to see that Westbrook is now actually applying that, like what he gets from it.
Yeah,
right.
He's not focusing on the media.
Yeah, and on top of that, he got MVP chance the other night.
I know, dude. That was so beautiful, bro. The melody.
It was nice to see. And with him playing good, the bad thing is now LeBron's not playing good.
No, LeBron's like, I don't want to.
He says that he's sick, which I can't say he's not or is, but he's saying he was bedridden and hasn't slept in like 3 days or something like that. Which, again, I hope he gets better. I can't trust that completely, but if it is true, then the team is not looking too bad for the future. If that is true and LeBron's gonna be back to LeBron and AD is gonna play like he is right now, I don't know if you're gonna make this trade or not, but if it's on the table for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, would you trade Westbrook? If it's on the table and this team is firing at all cylinders, you taking it or no?
Yeah.
You are? Even if Westbrook's coming off the bench?
Yep.
I see. Why, though?
You get some more shooters around. Miles Turner, he's a pretty good shooter. He's playing phenomenal this year. That's more defense added to them, too. Buddy Hield, he's playing phenomenal season 2. He's notoriously known for his shooting ability. Just that much value for one player, I would do it because they don't really need like another star. They just need a better team built around them. Because I think AD and LeBron is enough. You just need a better team.
Yeah,
that their role players are just trash.
I kind of written down the roster to see like what the team would be without obviously Westbrook. We have Schroeder or Patrick Beverly who would start. Hield would start with the 2. Braun at the 3. AD at the 4. Turner at the 5. The bench would be Lonnie, Kendrick Nunn, Reeves or Matt Ryan, and then Juan Toscano Anderson or Tony Brown. Troy Brown, not Tony Brown. And then Thomas Bryant, wherever we want to put him, which is a good offensive player, but not that good defensively. I think I could see a lot of wins out of this team, like with just that roster.
Yeah.
Even off the bench, right? You may be like, oh, the spacing off the bench isn't that good. Lonnie can kind of space the 4 and mid-range 3. He's not the best, but he can. Kendrick Nunn could be a good scoring threat with even Schroeder off the bench or Patrick Beverly off the bench as a defensive unit. You have Thomas Bryant who can space the floor. It's not good defensively, but at least some spacing. So it just looks, I don't know, it looks good. I think you got to do the trade and hope for the best because we already seen that this can't work.
I agree.
Now, do you have anything else to say about the Lakers before I move on?
No, not really.
Okay. All I want to say right now is the Cavs legit? Are we sleeping on the Cavs? Is the Cavalanche real?
You slept on the Cavs. I didn't sleep on the Cavs.
Where did I have the Cavs?
You had them underneath my Miami all the way at the 6th, I think.
If I had them 6, then I was not familiar with their gang.
6 or 5. 6 or 5. You had them underneath Miami. 100%.
I don't know.
No doubt.
I don't know.
It was either 5 or 6. 1,000%. I was on the Cavalier bandwagon since the season started.
We will just have to. I'll have to check in the.
I have to check. It was either 5. I think it was 5. I think.
I might have them 5th, but they look great. But it's not because of what you may be thinking. I think it's because Donovan Mitchell is entering.
That's why I'm saying that. That's
what you're gonna say.
That's why. Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is a almost superstar type level player
right now. Yeah, he is a high all-star.
He's a very, very.
If he doesn't get all-star vote, he gets my all-star vote, no doubt.
Yeah, I think he could be a starter. I really think he tricked us. I think last season he played terribly on defense, did not shoot efficiently enough. I think I don't think he even wanted out. I don't think that's what it was. I think he was just so much drama there and so much shit going on with the media, especially in Utah, where it's like, why the fuck does Utah have media over there? No one gives a fuck about Utah. But in general, there was so much like controversy and problems going on. But now he's in a peaceful environment where people want to see him play.
Mm-hmm.
He's grabbing rebounds like he hasn't before. He's playing defense like he hasn't before. He is willingly passing the ball. When people were saying, "Oh, I'm going to get on this take real quick," I have defended this man for so long, saying he was better than Gobert, saying he was the best player on the Jazz, and everyone was saying, "No, he's selfish. He isn't a good defender." So no, he's the bad defender. He's the best. He's a good passer. He's just not going to pass to the guy who can't fucking score in the post for nothing. No one else in that team could score but him. So it's like now he's on a team that can be successful. And is looking to be successful. They have the 2 big defensive guys down low that can score. They have whoever plays the wing. Sometimes it's Karis LeVert. As a core, I've not been playing a lot though, so give it to Karis LeVert, Darius Garland, and him, all in the same lineup, looking amazing.
Darius Garland's not even playing.
He played last game. And they looked amazing.
Oh, last game, yeah, he played. But I think Donovan Mitchell was out that game.
No, they both played in overtime.
They both played. Okay.
I don't know if it was that game or the game before they both played together, but there was a game that went to overtime.
Celtics, I know they went overtime.
They played overtime and they looked great. Like they switched off.
I'm pretty sure last game he didn't play because
I thought that one of the game before they did play a game together. I know that for a fact.
Was it yesterday? And they went overtime.
I think it was that game that went overtime. Yeah. But no, they look great.
Yeah, he didn't play. He didn't play last game on the 4th.
So it was the game before that.
Yeah, it was the Celtics.
Okay, so that game they looked amazing, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do throughout the season.
I agree. I'm a bandwagon. I'm on the
bandwagon.
bandwagon.
Switch from the Knicks to the Cavs?
No, I wish I would. I wish I would.
Would you ever consider switching teams?
No.
Really?
I have to stick with this team, this shitty ass team, this fucking garbage ass team.
Would you be opposed to them to rebrand?
Huh?
Would you be opposed to them to rebrand?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want them to ever rebrand?
No.
Okay,
this team has been here the longest.
No, but like not like change the location,
besides
like
the
the name, just the name.
Yeah. The name.
Okay.
The name has been here the second longest.
That's fair. I think it would be cool to see their name changed. think the Knicks is just a bad name. I think it's a clingy name though. Like it's like, hey man, it's the Knicks. But
Yep.
what do you
That's why I
call
like
it?
it. Who
What
do
are
you call
3
it?
players you've been interested in the most this season?
I'm gonna go Luca.
Okay,
Love
but you're
Luca.
always interested in him. Come on,
Yeah, got a little.
you got
I
a
got a
man
little.
crush.
Yeah, just a little cruise. Halliburton
He's him.
and Paul George.
Oh, Paul George, huh?
I want to see what he does as the number one scoring option.
Oh, Paul George. The guy's better than Devin Booker. Way better than Devin
No,
Booker.
no,
Way better than Devin
no,
Booker.
no.
Has
Not
Devin
this
Booker ever got
season.
6 steals in a game?
Not this season. Ah,
Has
well,
Devin Booker ever got
he's
6 steals
better.
in a
Paul
game?
George is better defensively.
Has Devin Booker ever got 6 steals in a game?
No.
Oh, okay.
OG Anunoby has. Is he better?
No, he's not. Because he's not
Okay.
averaging like 20
Okay.
something points a game.
You know who is? Devin
Paul
Booker.
George. Paul George is
27.
20 something.
Oh. You know who's averaging
Anyways.
27? Booker.
Yeah, that smelly guy. 18 points last game, but 3 players I've been interested in the most, right? Keldon Johnson looks amazing. He looks fun. He's just a fun player to watch.
Who?
He's gonna
Keldon
Keldon
Johnson?
Johnson.
Yeah.
He isn't like the best player, but he's fun to watch. He
No.
looks good. Looks a lot better. Cade is him. I've been saying this for so long. Cade is him. He is him.
He got blown out the other day.
What is it? Cade Cunningham. Is
His
what his
back.
name is.
Say this is his back, and then this is the Cavaliers. Got blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got blown out the water.
Cade's team this year, right? He is not going to be as great as I want him to be this year, but I guarantee next year he's going to be that player that I want him to be.
Let's just ride on the next year bandwagon.
He's showing the flashes that I want him to show right now, and I've been a fan of his, and I've been saying this for so long, and I want people to understand that Cade is going to be the best point guard in the NBA at one point. He is that good of a player, and people just don't want to talk about him. He has the mid-range shot. He has the defense. He has a three-point shot. That's coming along. He's not even like a bad offensive player. He makes the right plays, a great rebounder, aggressive, not afraid to take the next shot. Barrett is not better than him. He'll never sniff that level.
Barrett will be at that level, bro. I'm still riding on. I'm like you right now. That's what I said about RJ Barrett like 2 years ago.
I think Barrett's good. You're just not Cade. Another last player is Shea. Shea's improved amazing as a basketball player. Last game wasn't the best. Very poor night, but offensively, defensively, he stepped it up this season. And if I were to put my life savings on this, right, before this season started, I would have bet it against them, saying he would not be this good. There's no way anyone expected that.
He's
you
healthy,
did not expect
bro.
him.
If
you did not
he's
expect him to
healthy,
be a
bro.
30-point per game scorer.
If he's healthy, bro, I expect it.
A 30-point per game scorer with a block and a steal.
Yeah, I see it.
That's not what you expected before the
on
season.
A bad team. Yeah, I see it.
No.
On a bad team, I see it.
He's definitely gonna win. Either him or Kevin Huerter is gonna win a most improved player.
No,
because that Huerter pick that I had was great.
I don't think Kevin Huerter. I think Donovan Mitchell.
He's not gonna win most improved player.
Donovan Mitchell has like 9 more points.
He's not gonna win most improved player. He's not 9 more. There's no way it's 9 more.
Okay, let's see.
Go ahead, check it. I'll say if I'm wrong.
Wow, they won almost by 20 points without Donovan Mitchell. That's kind of crazy. Hold on. Sorry, I'm looking. I'm looking. No worries.
Take your time.
All right, let's look at this last year's stats compared to this year's stats. Okay, so right now so last year he averaged 26 on a 45% shooting, 36% from 3, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and almost 2 steals a game. And this year he's averaging 31.1 on a 48% shooting, on a 44% 3-point shooting, with 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 0.1 higher steal, and almost a block.
Okay, Shea's numbers are probably better than his from last year, and Kevin Huerter's is probably around that same.
Shea didn't really play last year, though.
Still counts. Like, didn't play a lot, but when he played, he wasn't that good of a numbers. I bet. But he averaged like what? 23, half a steal, half a block, like 3 or 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, I'd say. Just guessing. I can actually just check on my phone.
Oh my god. Hold on. Be right back.
Okay. Now this guy is gone, and we're going to just address this real quick. I have been saying that Cade Cunningham is going to be the best player, at least in the point guard position, in the next couple of years. And I feel like that people are sleeping on how good he really can be. I don't think that people understand that Cade, offensive ability, is so much better than a lot of these point guards at this age.
That was odd. Sorry.
It's okay. I was just talking about how good Cade Cunningham is.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Meat rider.
Hey, man.
Meat
I'm a
rider.
stan. I'm 100% a stan.
Riding his meat.
Hey, man. Cade Cunningham is probably going to be the best player the Knicks could have ever had. Like, Cade Cunningham might be the best player in the Knicks franchise history. Could be. Has that potential.
You forget Walt Frazier, man. If you ain't winning the ring,
can
you
clear
ain't
him.
gonna.
He could clear him.
It's fucking wild.
He could.
Walt Frazier.
He could clear him.
Jesus, man.
At 21 years old, Cade is averaging 21, a steal, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds.
With the most inconsistent stats ever.
No.
Yes.
Not really.
When you have to say not really,
43%
then
from the field is not bad. Especially like as a young player.
as a guard.
He's a young player. He's improving. Like, it's not like he's at his peak yet. This isn't his peak.
And I get
this
that,
is like
man.
the worst years of his career. It's only going up from here. Every year it just goes up. But anyways, now we're going on to the last segment of the podcast, which I changed the name instead of Would You Rather. It's Pick Your Poison. So I need you to pick your poison of who you would want as a player. And we did have this last week in Start Bench Cut, but this year it's more of I really need an answer. Well, this episode, I guess.
This episode.
Shea versus Cade. For the rest of the years, like for the future, who do you want?
Shea.
I'm picking Cade, bro.
I haven't seen enough out of Cade, bro.
I haven't either, but I'm banking the potential, dog.
I'm banking the potential on Shea. I see what he's done.
Yeah, it's
he's
fine.
A better
I get
defensive
it.
player, and
Shea is looking great. No, he's not a better defensive player. He's not.
Right now, yeah, he is.
No, he's not. No, he's not. I know what you're saying. The stats. He's not better. He's not better. No, he's not. It is stats. You're only looking at stats.
No,
you are. You have not watched Cade Cunningham play a game of basketball yet. Don't lie.
I haven't seen the Pistons.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, buddy. You haven't watched the game. Exactly.
Okay.
Cade's a better defender. He's bigger. He's faster. He moves better laterally.
Pause.
I literally wasn't done talking, but okay. Anyways.
I know, because his meat is in your mouth.
How would that make sense? If his meat was in my mouth, that means I couldn't talk, dumbass. Come on, be smarter. Damn. Man's giggling because he hasn't watched the game of fucking Cade play basketball. Like, if you've seen it, bro, if you've seen it with your own eyes, you'd understand. Shea is great, though.
Pause.
It's not that big of a gap. That's what I'm saying it's going to be. Right now, it isn't. Like, obviously, Shea is much better right now. But in the next 3 years, I don't think it's close. I don't think we're having the same conversation. I think Cade is just going to be above him. Like, not really close. I'm pretty sure, like, Shea is 24 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Cade is 21. And I think by the time Cade is 24, he'll be in MVP conversations. So,
wow.
He's that good, dog. Like, he's just really that good. I'm telling you, I could die on the hill, but he's not good. Kyrie versus Trey.
Trey.
Yeah, Trey clears. Ja versus Booker.
Ja.
Yeah, I picked Ja too. I thought you were gonna hate me for saying not Booker.
Right now it's Booker.
No, it's not.
I mean, for what we've seen from Booker so far, it's Booker.
I don't think so.
Let's not ride the bandwagon.
John's played better. He's shooting better right now. Passing better. I wouldn't say defensively. He is. He is passing better than him. He probably had 11 assists his last game. Probably had like 12 and 11.
Okay.
What would Booker have? 18 points? That's it? 4 rebounds maybe?
Yeah, you're right. But he didn't play that much because they were blown out the water. They blew him out the water.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he didn't play the fourth quarter.
I'm just saying Booker is really good. He's in the elite players in the NBA. But I think that like Ja's attitude and how he plays, I like that more. I like the gritty style of like him. No pun intended, with the gritty and stuff. But
Gritty style.
I like the grit and grind style of Ja's offense. I think he's very aggressive, and I don't see that in Booker. I think just Ja has that dog in him, as cringe as it is. He just does. That's pretty much
Just has
what
that
I have.
dog in him.
All right, shut up. That's pretty much it. What we have for the pod. But if there are any last things you want to get off before we end the show,
Armand is a KD riding motherfucker.
hey man, I'd rather be a KD rider than fucking a Knicks fan
KD
in general.
KD.
I said Cade.
It sounded like you said KD.
It's not like the Knicks suck, so I was gonna say something else, but
They're better than
Anyway.
Lakers. They're better than the Lakers, 76ers, the Warriors, the Sacramento Kings.
Record-wise, have they won anything in the last 5 years? Have they had an All-Star in the last 5 years other than Julius Randle? Julius Randle is your franchise player. Jalen Brunson was signed to a $120 million contract.
Jalen Brunson next year, maybe.
You know what? It's crazy that the last thing I want to say is that Zubac is going to make an all-defensive team this year, and that is it.
I see it.
I want him to make an all-defensive team.
If there was a third, he'll probably be there.
I think he should be a second team, or even a first team. He's just playing that good. Maybe not first team, stretch, but
Second team, yeah.
team. Second team.
Don't put Draymond there. Draymond's not playing good.
Not this year, no.
No.
Last year he was
Get
phenomenal.
Draymond the fuck out of there, bro.
You're a Draymond hater.
Imposter. And Pat Bev, too.
Pat Bev is great. I love Pat Bev.
Imposter.
You're a hater of a lot of NBA players. I'm not a hater of anybody.
I hate
You're
Pat
a hater
Bev.
of a
hate
lot of
Pat
players.
Bev.
Who's your top four? Next
You hate
topic,
Devin
next
Booker,
show.
bro. You're a Devin Booker.
I don't
hater.
hate Devin Booker. I just
You're a
hate.
Devin Booker
I hate
hater.
that he never gets blamed. I hate the accountability that
He gets blamed.
No, he doesn't.
me.
It's like he is definitely like the youngest child of the family, right?
Yeah,
If
from
there's
me.
he's the youngest child, where it's like Chris Paul is the oldest, DeAndre Ayton's like the middle child that no one cares about. Devin Booker's the youngest. It literally is how it works over there. It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's your favorite player.
Not my favorite player.
If he went to the Knicks, he'd be your favorite player of all time. He would pass Melo in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. He would be right over Melo, dog.
I don't know about Melo, but he would be my second.
He would be up there. He would. I guarantee you, if they went to the conference finals and you saw it, Booker would pass Melo. He'd be like, "Booker is him, bro. Booker is a top 5 shooting guard
I
all
would
time."
meat ride the shit out of Booker. Meat
Not
ride.
RJ though. Not RJ.
I love RJ.
Do you love him more than Booker?
If Booker went to the Knicks?
Yep.
No.
Do you think any player will actually go to the Knicks for the
No.
next couple of years?
No.
Like, would you?
I would cry.
If someone signed,
tears
I
of
think the
joy.
Knicks have. I don't know what the Knicks are going to do. I'm confused about them. They're the most interesting team in the NBA.
What's that guy's name? What happened? Knicks? Last time he was like, "What happened? New York Kings." I was like, "Thank God it wasn't the Knicks."
Dog, I don't know
I think
what's
his
going to
name is
happen with them.
James.
They have to rebuild,
Whoa.
right? The Knicks.
They have to.
Do you
They're
think
not
that
gonna
like
win with that squad.
if
If
you're
they
the-
win with that squad, bro, oh my God.
if you since you're a fan, right, of that team, what do you want them to do?
They scrap.
So trade everybody.
Scrap. Trade everyone.
RJ gone.
Yeah.
I think it's weird how they trade their picks this year.
Either they trade for like all-star type players, right? Trade for all-star type players, or just scratch everything, rebuild.
Do you think there's anything they could do to make this like a championship team?
Not right now. I don't like the owner. I don't like the coach, Tom Thibodeau.
I think that the NBA needs to start like firing the owners. Like I think that Adam Silver, right, should have the ability to fire these owners. I think that some of them do not deserve jobs.
No.
Like they're not doing good at their job. Like a job in the NBA, like an owner, you're supposed to like Steve Ballmer, for example, right?
Mhm.
Super passionate about his team. If he's the owner of the Clippers, if you ever see him, he's always sweating excitement for the Clippers. Like he sweats a shit ton, but he's always happy for them. He's always making the right moves, always active. These guys are like not even playing their fantasy lineups in. That's how inactive they are. And it's like they shouldn't have a job in this league. I think it's just disappointing because I feel bad for you as a fan of the Knicks. Like Because I knew that if I was like, if that was my team, right, in the Clippers, like I'm not even trying to be mean, but if I was a Clippers fan and that was happening, I would just not even want to watch basketball. What's the point? Like,
So Clippers the last 50 years.
they've been relevant. They've been more relevant than the Knicks.
Yeah, in like the 10 years.
No, in the last 30 years, they've been more relevant. Yes,
No.
last 30 years, they've been more relevant. Every single Knicks team has been a failure. That's it. Every single one.
No.
Every single one. No one ever thought they were real contenders. There were real people 5, 6, 7 years ago that were saying those Lob City Clippers were contenders. That was the farthest the Knicks have ever reached ever since Walt Frazier and fucking Willis
Patrick
Reed.
Ewing.
Okay, they were. I guess.
And they made the finals.
30 years though. That's like when? 1990s.
1990s.
Okay, that's
They
it.
actually made the finals.
Okay, after that, what happened? Nothing. Nothing. Like literally, it went.
At least they made the finals.
Clippers made the Western Conference Finals.
They don't count
Against one of the best, against the team that went to the finals and took the best team to 6 games. Bro, just end the pod. End the pod. End it.
All right.
We'll talk about this next week.
All right. See you later, guys. Peace out.
See ya.